Thanks to BMP Roofing and Gutters, Pat and Dustin Gavin of MERS Heating and Air Conditioning.
Hey guys, Whitney Preps here with Bierman and Pals Roofing and Gutters here in T-Town. Bierman and Pals Roofing would like to wish the best of luck to our sports teams and athletes this season. For all your roofing and gutter needs, please give us a call. We would be happy to help. Thank you to all of our customers for the continued support.
Hi guys, Pat Gavin here, owner of MERS Heating and Air.
Hey guys, this is Dustin Gavin with MERS Heating and Air. MERS Heating and Air Conditioning would like to wish all our local sports teams the best of luck with this sports season. Here at MERS, we pride ourselves on doing it once and doing it right. Here at MERS, you can contact us on our Facebook page, our website at mersac.com, our phone number at 217-342-2323, or even stop in here at 509 South Willow Street in Effingham.
I would like to thank our past and present customers for the support of MERS Heating and Air Conditioning for the last 90 years.
Here is your Newton Eagle Football 2026 season preview. Hope you guys all enjoy watching. Newton head coach Jason Fulton. Jason,
excited for what this year's going to bring. We really feel like this is a year that I know probably sound like a broken record over the last couple of years, but I feel like this year is a year that we could maybe truly get this turned around. I think the biggest thing is our numbers are good. We got 60 kids out for football. That's freshman through senior. We got a lot of kids coming back that played a huge role in our season last year, which is providing depth. I think that's the biggest thing. We have some depth this year, and that's probably the main thing for us. And and that's one thing we really worked hard in practice is make sure that not only who we think might be our starters are getting a lot of reps, but who the backups are, because that's really important. We ran into those issues last year with some key injuries and just trying to get some young kids acclimated to what they had to step up into those roles. And when Drake Wolf went down and Owen Shackman, that was two huge injuries for us, and we threw some young kids into the fire at that time. So now those guys have a lot of experience come back, and so we're trying to get everybody acclimated to what's going on. But yeah, I think this so far preseason has gone really well, and we're excited to get it going.
quarterback Hayden Mulvey is a starter. What strides do you feel like Hayden has made from a junior to now a senior as a leader?
Oh, I tell you what, I've been so impressed with Hayden this past year. I thought he had a great year last year. I mean, he had a fantastic year on the football field. Leadership was good, but sometimes it's tough as a junior. Of course, he had some senior leadership last year, so now he's a senior. I saw throughout the summer, I've seen how he interact with all the players and help them keep kids accountable and things like that. He's worked, just how he's worked in the weight room, how he's worked in the off season on the field, and that's leadership. Sometimes just even showing that you're willing to show up. You come back as an all-conference player, and you're kind of being talked about as one of the better quarterbacks in the area. That hasn't shaken him at all. He's coming out and showing these guys that he's willing to work and get after it. I just love what he's done so far for us. I mean, he's a fantastic player. We're super excited to have him. I believe he's a kid that can definitely go on and play at the next level, and we've been talking a lot about that. We're very fortunate to have him on our team right now.
Hayden, what'd you work on the most as a junior, now a senior, to be a leader?
So last year I didn't play baseball. I did track, and that really helped me out. Thanks to Coach Short and Coach Brocktar, I got a lot faster, and I also had time to hit the weight room some in the spring, and I camped a lot this summer, a bunch of college camps, and I just got used to the football atmosphere before we got back into season.
What's that mean to you also from Coach Fulton saying about how good of a quarterback you are currently?
I take that to heart. I mean, I came in as a freshman not knowing what the quarterback even did, really. I worked so hard to get this far, and I just hope it all works out.
What's a goal for Hayden this year?
I just want to win. I mean, we haven't had a winning season since my brother was in high school, and that was 5 years ago. So I really just want to win with these guys. We're really close, and I just want to succeed. Ready, set. Eyes up, eyes up, eyes up. Tap and get out there. Ready, set. Get. Now, there you go. There you go. Good. Ready, set. Tack, downhill, turn it. There we go. Ready, set. There we go. Ready, set. Ready, set. Rotate, set. Rotate, set. Rotate, set. Rotate, set. Rotate, set. Rotate, set. Good ball, good read, good read. Rotate, set. Good.
Your son Dex graduated last year. He's playing college football now. Take over his position, but also, like you said, Drake Wolf graduated. Just those two spots are hard to fill.
You know, I'll talk about Dexter first. He had a great year. He led our conference in catches and had a lot of yardage and all this stuff. And and it was great leadership on the field. And he's had the opportunity to go on and he's up at Knox College and he's going to fight for a spot up there. And he just meant a lot to our team last year and both sides of the ball. With that being said, you every year you graduate seniors and you have to fill those spots. And we've got guys like Eli Wolf who played a lot last year on the offensive side, but now his role is even bigger. Coming in at receiver, and probably looking at Eli kind of filling that spot. We've got some young kids and Dylan Ernest and Brendan Emmerich and some guys are trying to get some more reps and get them acclimated to doing some of those things. But it is big shoes to fill. But every year you have to do that. Like kind of briefly mentioned about Drake. He went down early last year, so we had to fill that spot and learn how to play without him last year instead of. It'd been nice we had to learn how to play without him this year, but we had to learn how to play with him last year. So we had to fill that spot pretty quickly last year. And so with, Bo Bennett coming back and Maddox Horner and Liam Michaels, a young player that's kind of stepping up. We've got those guys kind of to help and try to fill those shoes at the moment.
Maddox, who has impressed you the most in practice?
I really think a lot of our O-line guys. Beckett Wolf has shown huge improvement, not only on the field, but in the weight room in this offseason, coming from JV and Little Varsity playing time last year. He's going to be a starting center this year and a huge role on our team.
Harrison, who has looked impressive the most in practice so far?
A lot of the O-linemen we got coming up, Griffin Bierman, Aaron Carroll, Carson Jones, all those guys really stood out and been giving it their all.
First one's Ian Kessler. He just brought the energy today. He was on me the whole time because he plays linebacker, just blitzing and you get through every time. The other guy is Mac Huber. Once he starts to show up, he's on, and when he gets mad, he's on me.
Being a leader is an honor to me. As a senior, it takes taking charge of every drill we're doing, giving them my all in drills, being an example to all the underclassmen and all my peers, all the guys my age, and just leading in everything we do and giving it all I got.
Yeah, so Dexter graduating and Drake, but last year, even though Drake was injured, it's a huge role. We got Eli Wolf coming back, who's going to take a huge role playing wide receiver, and Quincy, obviously Dexter's brother, is going to be a huge part in our offense. But then Drake was playing running back last year, got hurt a couple games of the season. I kind of had to take that role over, so I'm just kind of gaining on what I came from last year.
Harrison Kincaid, one of our captains, has just been fantastic on both sides of the ball, really working hard. And he was a starter on defense last year. We've moved him. He's going to basically start both ways, and he's like, I don't want to come off the field. Carson Jones, as I mentioned earlier, he's been working really hard. We moved his position. He's going down to the offensive line. He moved from fullback there. Griffin Bierman's a sophomore who's been a running back, and we've moved him to offensive line. Now he's playing defensive line. He's and he's embraced all that. Maddox Horner, again, one of our captains. I'll give Maddox a ton of credit. His effort in the offseason, he put on weight, he put on strength, speed. He's ready to go. Be hard not to mention Quincy. He works really hard and gives us everything he's got. Eli's, all over the place. And and all, I'm going to miss somebody, and I don't mean to. I'm just so proud of all. Beckett Wolf is is our center spot right now, and just really excited about what he's going to give us at that center spot. So just many kids really getting great effort, and I think that's the main thing. It's hard to pinpoint some kids because when they're all giving a good effort in practice, even our freshmen, we got freshman guys that are, never played, but they're enjoying this and getting after it.
Quincy, tell me about from sophomore to now junior season. What did you work on the most to be an even better player?
I'd say I worked on my speed and my release from the wide receiver spot, working on getting quick from the stance.
The chemistry you and Hayden have built up together, now veterans, what's that mean to you?
That means a lot, He knows what I like to run. I know how he throws the ball. AKA, we call him Woody. So, we got nicknames for him. Woody, everything. He's that man.
Get there, Greg.
How good of a quarterback he can be this year?
Obviously, he'll be probably one of the best in the conference. This year, he's obviously a lot better at running. He throws it really good, makes great reads, obviously a good leader. And, that's just Woody. He does it all.
I think defense is going to be solid. We lost some good players on that side of the ball from last year's team, but I think the defense is going to be pretty solid. Brought in a new defense coordinator, Tony Rodriguez, who has spent some time at Casey the last few years as their defense coordinator. He got the opportunity to come here. Tony and I have been friends for a long time, and the opportunity was open to come here, and I actually stepped away from it. I've been our defense coordinator here at Newton pretty much my whole career. And I saw that we could get in a really good guy to run the defense on him, and then actually Tony Karras is coming from Casey as well to help us out. And you're starting to really see their influence on our defense and what they can do and kind of change it. And I think it was just time for a new voice, to just be honest with you. All I want to do is win. And if I think that somebody else can come in and give us that opportunity to win, that's what we're going to do. But I tell you, defense side is really starting to come along. We're seeing some great play out of our linebackers, Carson Jones, who returns as a middle linebacker, got a lot of good time in last year. Ian Kessler was, I think, second on our team with the receptions last year, and just Parker Harris, who started at safety for us, and he's going to start. Good leadership on that side of the ball with Parker. He's playing a little offense too. So just some of these guys bring back a little bit of depth that got a lot of great time in last year and to propel for this moment.
I think our offense is really strong. We got a lot of key players on the skill position, and I think our line's going to be a lot better. A lot more smart guys on the line, and honestly, our defense is pretty dang good too. I can't lie about that.
I think the offense will be a little bit more of our strength. We have our quarterback coming back, who's a stud, and we have a lot of talent in the skill positions on offense.
Our athletes all around, defense side of the ball, secondary, and our offense side of the ball, we can sling it around, and we can run.
Probably offense, but our defense is a lot better than last year, I'd say. Ian Kessler, Maddox, Horner, Slick. Kessler, we call him One Sock, if you know, you know. But, defense will be pretty good. Offense will obviously be very solid.
How do you feel quarterback Hayden Mulvey has made his strides as far as from junior to now a senior?
Yeah, the kid's a stud. He's put a lot of time in the weight room. I've been to a couple camps with him. He can just straight sling it. I mean, he throws with any quarterback in Illinois.
I'd say my boy BW, starting our center. From last year, was on JV, now he's on varsity. And I'd probably say Liam Michael. He's a running back. He's doing pretty good this year.
I think the conference is strong. I think there's a lot of teams that are pretty even, can beat each other day in, day out. Alney was the top of the conference the last couple of years. They graduated a ton of kids, good kids. I mean, great players. Obviously got, one up at the U of I playing right now. I got others playing some Division III football. Really good, but they graduated a lot. They bring back a nice group, and I think people say, well, only lost everybody. They didn't lose everybody. They bring back some good players. I don't know where they'll fall in the conference. To me right now, I think Mount Carmel might have the leg up on everybody. I think what they bring back is pretty good, especially on their offensive side. Good offensive line, really good quarterback, and the Dasher kids. So they're going to be tough. Marshall made a nice run last year, but they graduated, so I don't know where Marshall's going to fall. Robinson's, to me, is a team that could be really interesting to watch. They lost some good graduation, but it's Matt Music's second year there now, so they starting to really get into buying into his program. But Paris is somebody that you better not sleep on. Every year they're well coached. They're going to be really good. Casey was kind of gutted by graduation. They got a whole new coaching staff. I mean, we got a couple of guys, so they got a whole new coaching staff up there. Interesting to see what they're going to do. And then, Lawrenceville will be scrappy. They always are. So I think the conference is very tough, and I think anybody can beat anybody at any given day. I don't really want to rank people in order because I'm not sure who's going to go where, but we can't. Our goal is to win these first 2 non-conference games, and we played Trenton the second game, and that was a game we lost. And I felt like we shouldn't have, but that's just the way it goes. They come here. That's a game we really got to go after. If we can get started right in the first 2 games, it definitely will help us go after these conference games. But you got to stay healthy, and we got to get better each week as we continue. We can't start off strong like we did last year. Even we had a couple injuries, and then we faltered. And it's hard to sit here and say, well, we haven't been in the playoffs in 4 or 5 years, and we're going to make a deep run in the playoffs. I think this was take it one step at a time. Let's get to the playoffs. And I'll tell you, my goal is not just make playoffs, because there's a lot of teams going to make playoffs that, it might be some 2-7 teams, but there's a lot of 3-6 and 4 and 5s. I don't want to make playoffs that way. I want to make playoffs the old way. Let's make sure we get that 5, 6, 7, 8 wins if we can, and get in the playoffs. And then that's going to feel more real to us, I believe. Now, we won't turn anything down. Obviously, we want to keep playing in football as long as we possibly can. But let's just go one at a time. Let's take care of the regular season, and after we get if we can get into the postseason, then just go after it, embrace it, and really try to do something special. But again, that's going to stay. Got to keep everybody healthy, and that's our goal. And we've tried to did some things in practice to really work on that, and some things are some of the injuries are just freak injuries, and you can't help that. I mean, kid gets hurt walking up the stairs at school, you can't help that. That's not happened yet, but I'm just saying those are things that just happen, but we got to avoid those things. So if we can, we will.
I feel like the ceiling for this team is like 6 or 7 wins, getting a couple wins in the playoffs. We can go as far as, will take us.
At least 7 regular season wins. I do want 2 playoff wins. We have not had a great playoff story in the last couple of years, but I really think we have a team this year, if we stay healthy, can go the distance.
I say probably, 6 to 7 wins. Not trying to be funny, but that's probably what we can get to, hopefully. And hopefully make a good run in playoffs and, come out better than last year. Yeah, I think if we stay healthy, we'll be pretty good. Obviously, last year we had a lot of injuries, so that kind of nerfed us a little bit. But if this year we all stay healthy, I think we'll be great, offense and defensively.
I honestly think it's 9-0, and I can go for several teams in the conference as long as we stay healthy and we play good and we stay out of trouble.
Next Friday, August 21st, you open the season at Bethalto Civic Memorial. First time you played them was last year. What excites you the most to start the season, but also just not to practice and actually play against somebody different?
Oh, it's time to play against somebody. We've had a long summer. It's a long summer or short summer. School got out kind of late. Practice started a lot earlier this year, so your summer was a little bit shorter. We did a lot in the summer to get ready for this. Civic's a good team. I know, they only won 2 games last year, and it's one of the games we won, but they're a big, physical team. They got a lot of speed. They got a really nice quarterback, good wideouts. Their defense was solid, and, we beat them here last year. It was one of the best games we played last year for sure. We were all healthy. Remember, we had everybody, and it was the next week that kind of things started falling apart a little bit for us. But it was one of the best games we played, and we can get that kind of effort, especially going on the road 2 hours away from here. We get that kind of effort and kick off our season right. But it's going to be tough. It's going to be a very, very challenging, game to go after.
It's been great playing for Coach Fulton all 4 years. He's a great coach, great guy, great mentor. It's just a really good experience all around.
I've played for Coach Fulton for years, from baseball at 7U playing with Quincy. He's a great mentor, a good Christian guy. He'll always lead you in the right path. But he always wants the best out of you and wants the hard work.
It's great. He's always around. He's always making sure everybody's okay.
I'm sure the challenge is playing for your dad. You're obviously coached harder, but what's the challenge? But what excites you the most about that?
I say it's just fun. It's easier to talk to him than, obviously all the coaches are great, but it's just easier to come to him about certain stuff. He helps me with, everything. I got a question, he helps me through it. And then we could talk to whatever about home. When we get home, we can talk about the game.
Give us that same look. What do we call? Like pull him, okay? Or you've got to go and you pull. I don't mind. Takes care of that. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. Ball's gone. Circle up. Scout D today was awesome on the varsity side. You guys did a great job.
Just like running out under the Friday night lights with the fans and the student section, like there's nothing like it. Just running out with your boys knowing they always got your back.
What excites you the most to get Friday Night Lights back underway here for the Newton Eagle football?
It's just a special place. If everybody knows it comes to Newton High School, and you get to come out here to Chevesky Field and play under these, on this field and these lights, the tradition, the history here. As we're doing this interview, I look over there and there's Coach Horses over here came out to practice today. I mean that's special, and for him to still be around. He's my mentor. He's a great friend, and just what he's meant to Newton football and to come out here and just be part of it. It's amazing. So we're cheering for these guys. I'm a huge fan, right? I'm from Newton. I'm from Jasper County. I'm maybe the biggest Newton Eagle fan we have, and so that's why I keep telling these guys I'm more than just your coach. We're bought into this. The majority of my staff, looking over there's practice going on, and the majority of my staff is played Newton football. And I think that's very special, and they understand what this means to come out here on a Friday night, play in front of this crowd. So I think there's a lot of hype in town. I think that people are very excited about what's happening with Newton football this year, and so hopefully we can go out and give them a good show on every Friday night.
Yeah, I'm just excited to play. I mean, there's nothing like Friday Night Lights. You only get to experience it once, and I'm really excited to show my skills for my scouting and hopefully get some college interest.
It just excites me to run out under that band, get going again, and have our fans watch us. There's nothing like it.
Seeing how our team comes out the first game, seeing what we have. I think we're honestly a lot different team than last year. I think our defense is obviously a lot better, and our offense should be pretty good as well. So I'm excited to see that.
The number of kids that keep coming out for football says a lot about Newton Eagle football. Number one, what's that mean to you more than anything?
It means a lot. And I just want to say about that, we end up with, I think, 19 freshmen this year. I want to give the kids and the parents a lot of credit for believing in us as a program. We've had some, we had a great stretch there. We went to the playoffs there, like 9 straight years. And then all of a sudden we've had some, tough moments. And, about 4 years here of just not quite getting it over the hump. And I appreciate them believing in our program, believing what we're doing, and giving this a shot. And to have the numbers we have right now is pretty amazing. This senior group has been a great group always since they were freshmen. We've retained a lot of them. I think we're at 12, and I don't know exactly what they started as freshmen, but maybe 15, 16, and we've retained a lot of those kids. And every program tell you, however many you get as freshmen probably isn't what you're going to finish out with seniors. You're going to lose a few here or there. But, and we've gained some kids over the years with those. So it's a great group. A great group of seniors last year. Wasn't a big group, but those guys were fantastic. Just good young men. And I tell you, our kids, we have good kids, and they're not problems. They don't cause us any problems. They work hard. Our community, our parents do a great job of how they've raised their kids. Our community is awesome. So for them just to buy into what Newton football is, it's impressive.
Enjoy this season. I appreciate you taking time for me.
I appreciate it. Thank you for all you do and for what you do for these young men and ladies and forever, all the sports that you cover. It's very special for you guys to come out here, and I really do appreciate that. I know every year the kids love seeing you when you're out here to come to interview them and look forward to seeing your videos and your coverage. And so just thank you so much, and appreciate all of our fans and everything else, and we just hope that this can be a good year and come out and support the kids and not just football, all of our activity, all of our sports. We got a lot going on. I'm going to end on this. We got a school of 400 kids. I got 60 in football. Volleyball's got, I think, around 35. Soccer's probably 15 plus. Girls tennis is, I don't know how many they have. It's several. Cross country has several. Band has whatever. They have a big number every year. We have so many kids involved in activities here at NCHS that I think that's one of the most impressive things that, have a school of 400 and we can get the majority of our student body involved in activities. I think that speaks a lot for our community, our parents, and our school for getting these kids involved. So I think that's impressive. So thank you again. Thank you for coming out. Thanks, T-Rep, for coming out tonight. Appreciate that.
guys are making each other better, guys. That's all it's about right now.
RC, what you think? RC!